Welcome to MinkLife Motivation Live. Today we're going to discuss wealth in your business and life. Are you having a hard time valuing yourself? Well, we're going to discuss that today. Hi, welcome to the show. And today we have two of the most exciting co-hosts to join me. So the first co-host is Colleen Struby and the second, Marilyn. Welcome to the floor today, ladies.
Thank you.
Can you tell me, Colleen, perhaps, how's prioritizing your value helped you on your entrepreneurial journey?
Well, I look at like we're going to be talking about wealth and stuff, and I look at it from two different perspectives, right? Obviously, wealth as in actual currency wealth, but then a lot of times what I do, because I do so much networking and things like that, and I always look at connections being my wealth, I look at what I call social currency. So as I've gone through this entrepreneurial journey for the last 20 years of networking and building relationships, that's where I look at really helping me in my journey of networking. You know, the people that I meet, the connections that I make, the people that I get a chance to help them and introduce them. That's all helping me to build not only a better business for myself, but other people building their business, but actually helping in my life, right? Because there's so much better. It's like, oh, we know, you know, you have a problem, and it's great to have that whole network of people that you can say, hey, this is my problem. Who do you know that can help with this? And I love being that resource person for them.
Wow, that's really exciting. Thank you so much for that insight. Marilyn, can you perhaps tell us how has prioritizing your value helped you on your real journey?
So I'm going to take it from a personal perspective. So if you you have to value what you're offering, and you value what you offer differently. So when you think highly of how you help people and what they get from you, then you show up with more confidence. You show up with, and if you don't value what you have to offer, they won't. As far as your journey or entrepreneurial will be very short-lived. The other thing too, it's essential in your marketing messages that you value what you do. And I know it's hard for us to value ourselves because it's easier to value somebody else and give somebody else praise. We tend to not want to give praise ourselves. And so it is a little tough. You know, basically the journey of entrepreneurialness, if you have low value in what you do and guess what, you're going to have a very small business. If you have large value in the service and that you provide, then you're going to grow a big business. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, that's very powerful. You don't actually realize it, but you know, when you start the entrepreneurial journey, you really have everything that's your weaknesses thrown into your face, and you have to try and catch it on the fly and move from one space to the next and try and still circumvent the issues that come your way. And it's really all about stepping out there and realizing just how much what you do actually is valuable. And it's clients' feedback that somehow help you and the right support system. So I like that, really. I have principles, and we're going to move forward to getting motivated. So let's move to Marilyn this time. Marilyn, why is it important to understand wealth?
And I like what Colleen said. There's more to wealth than just money. When people think of what's your net worth in, and I look at it more as what's your balance in, what's your personal relationships like with your family, with your friends, with your clients and customers, even business associates. And then the other thing too is, really understanding your value is your time. Time is the one you can never get back. And so having a value of your time, and then the experiences that you're having, learning from those experiences, as well as the memories you're making. There's a lot of things out there that's going because, the memory of helping a client and having their light bulb go off and shine and really move forward, whatever, in my case, life coaching, move forward in their life with more joy, more energy, and more enthusiasm. And so that feeling that and understanding of that experience is really important and valuable. And of course, the other thing is understanding your own wealth, so knowledge and what experience you bring to the table, and then the world, to your business and your community. I'll shut up and say something.
Well, there's nothing like learning from the life navigator about how to live that excited experience as you move forward. I like that. So moving forward to you, Colleen, we want to get motivated. So why is it important to understand wealth in your opinion?
Yeah, I'll say ditto to what Marilyn was saying, right? So I think that you need to understand kind of how, like, the ebb and flow, right? Of, what you're putting into something, what you're getting out of it. If we're talking back to that social currency, you talk about having those people around you, and when you provide value. So like we do this all the time in the Minkuvator in our community, right? So we show up, we're working on our projects, but maybe someone needs help in something. Maybe it's can you read this email for us? Can you give us some ideas on this? Well, that's creating the social currency with that other person. So you can kind of think about it as having a bank account, right? So bank account, you put your money in, but you can also have an account for the social piece. So if I come to you and I'm asking a favor, well, if I haven't really built up any currency with you, that is not going to feel balanced, right? So if you're working with other people, a great way to do that is provide value to somebody else, so that when you do want to ask someone, either for a favor, ask them to check out your program, do those things, you've already built up that social currency, and there's something to kind of withdraw from, right? So it's really about understanding how you're connecting with those people, how you're building those connections and relationships with them, and building that social wealth.
I like that. Very important insights. And it all comes right back to following up, isn't it? So that you can make sure that you actually out there connecting with the people that you've spoken to. I like that. We don't actually think about how important it is. I've actually gotten quite a few jobs over the last couple of months as a result of showing up and putting my effort in and creating social currency just by being there and making the effort to support people. It's really important. Okay, so moving forward, let's see how we can stay inspired. So this time I open the floor to you, Colleen. How does a lack of understanding wealth affect how you move through life and business?
Yeah, if you're just always looking at being on the take, right? You're sitting there and you're like, oh, well, what can I get from this situation? Then you're really not understanding the value you're bringing, the value that the other people are bringing to what they're doing. So really looking at understanding it is from looking at it from both perspectives, right? It's like, what do I have that I can give to other people? And then looking at it from their perspective is like, what can they help me with? So really understanding both sides of the equation will really help you move forward in your life and your business.
Wow. Thank you very much for those insights. One forgets how important these things are until you start putting them on the floor and chatting about them. Marilyn, how does a lack of understanding wealth affect how you move through life and business, in your opinion?
I really like what Colleen said. I haven't really thought of it from that. Life coach, I tend to look at the person and personalize things. So to me, one of the problems we have if we don't value or understand wealth in the variety of ways is a lot of times it falls a feeling of not deserving. So we can end up playing small because where if you just verbalize some thoughts you had, you could really help somebody out. But because you feel like you don't really matter or that your knowledge doesn't matter, you don't speak up, and then you have lost the opportunity to gain some wisdom. So that we deserve wealth in all the areas that I talked about earlier. So not just money, but good solid relationships, the social that Colleen was talking about. But again, not understanding health and what you contribute really changes how you show up in an environment. And people, can say, well, why are you here if you're not contributing? So the thing is that it's also accomplishments of life and business. The question was about life and business. So in life, if you feel that you deserve things, then you go out and you make them happen. Business, if you feel that value to share, you go out and you speak up and you share. And then the whole bottom line is through life and business, what is it that to the world, to our community, and what is that wealth mean to us?
I like that. And it ties us right back to probably the next question too, but it's really support. When you're out there and you've had the opportunity to get some feedback on what it is that you're handing out there, that seems to help you to find that value in a sense. So I want to throw the question at you, Marilyn, because we need to keep networking. Who should you ask for help to get true wealth, in your opinion?
So I think, it's the old saying of surrounding yourself with people who believe you. Minkubator is such a great tool for me because, I'm able to help, I'm able to contribute, and people really appreciate what I'm able to help them with. And so they verbalize it because we support each other. And that keeps us relevant to the fact that what we have is and creates a wealth in that group. I think the other thing is that let's not forget our customers. Our clients and our customers can really the feedback and creating fans so that they tell us what the wealth is that they're giving them and that they're giving it. And you guys, but I get all excited when someone says, "Oh my gosh, you helped me so much." I mean, that is worth so much than money. I mean, the paper money comes and goes faster than I like, but that those memories of those people giving you, that's so wealthy. And then I'd say the last thing, the other area to consider is people you admire. They might have different skills than you. They might be further along in a similar business than you admire them. And so seeking feedback from them can also, your wealth up another notch.
Yeah, well, I like that. Feedback is everything. Because what's the biggest thing we struggle with is that you don't actually see what you're doing. Where you feel that you're busy, like for instance, let's say follow-up experience, you think you're going to catch up on your follow-up list. What you don't realize is you're actually taking the time and trouble to learn from your clients, learn from your power partners, and see how you can better serve them. Because they will tell you, Colleen, you saved me time, you emptied my pile, and you've given me space to breathe. And that's follow-up. So, Colleen, can you tell us, being our networking fundi, who should you ask for help to get true wealth, in your opinion?
Yeah, I'm like I said, Marilyn, we're on this kind of the same page in the sense it's those people around you you're surrounding yourself with. And the other thing I think you hit it on the head is like, that's the heart keys of what we're doing, right? And I still remember this. Like she says, it's the memories, right? I remember it was a title company, and I said, oh, you should come to this networking group. I want to introduce you to someone. And they're like, oh, I'm not sure. So I said, well, just come and try it, and introduce it. And then, they came, they met the people, we did some introductions, they ended up joining as a member. And then, months later, they're like, oh my God, thank you so much for telling me about this group, because I now have this great connection with this person, and we're doing all this business together. And that's just kind of what I do. I love doing that, helping and connect other people to themselves. So and the people they need to connect to, they're like at the strategic level, right? And that's what Marilyn was saying. It's all about those types of events, those things that will keep me going, that gets you out of bed, when you're like, oh, do I really have to go do this again? Because every day, we all have that as entrepreneurs. It's like, oh, I just want to go to the beach, right? But, and we were saying it's like, and also about the knowledge. I think Marilyn was saying something about the knowledge, and it like triggered something in me in the sense of playing small, like where we go into a networking group. And I've done this before, and I had it one time. It's like when we do, one-to-one appointments, and you sit with somebody and you're like, I just want to learn about you and what you do and figure out how we can help. But a lot of sometimes in networking, people will like, oh, like I tell them my little 5-minute spiel, and then they're like, oh, okay. And they open up a PowerPoint and present to you, right? I'm like, no, that's not what you do here. And in the past, I was just, okay, I just let them do it, right? And now it's like, no, stop and tell them that's not the way to do this, right? Because if I teach them a better way to present, a better way to do their follow, their one-to-ones and their follow-ups and stuff, that's going to take them and help them get more wealth than just having somebody, just go, oh, that person didn't know how to do it. Like, take the time to explain it to somebody. I like, one of the things I was taught the sight read. So when I see stuff that a word's not right, sometimes I can pick up easier on it. So like if I'm looking at a web page or somebody does that, and like I'm like, I think this word's spelled wrong, and I'll check it out. Some people like it when you tell them, right? Other people like go ballistic because they're like, oh no, you're telling me I'm doing it wrong. I'm like, I'm just trying to make it so that you look better, right? So I think when you're looking at sharing your wealth of knowledge, right, is do it in a way that you're not putting the other person down, but you're lifting them up. So it's like, when I'm teaching someone, if they don't quite get it, a lot of times, like I'm good at being able to say the same thing different ways. So like, if you're not understanding the first way, we switch it around a little bit and give you a different example so you can understand it. Work with people so that you can share your knowledge with everyone, because that's why we're here, right? Is to really help everyone grow, but do it in a way, in a kind and way to do it. So not from a way of like, I know this and you don't, kind of, I tend to, I just think if people kind of came about it from that perspective, that people would enjoy it so much more, right? So that's how I feel like giving that knowledge of wealth out to people.
Yeah, I like that.
I went on a tangent, guys.
No problem. I'm going to throw a tangent in there. The thing I love about the Japanese code is that if you humiliate in the presence of a Japanese person, they will immediately do something that will discredit them more. And that way you don't lose face.
Yeah.
So it's a way of coming with a sense of integrity and respect, so that you never make somebody small and insignificant and for what they've done. Because after all, like you say, we've all started at the beginning. We were all there. So people along the way were kind and shared the knowledge with us, and that's what helped us to upskill. So it's only fair that we allow everybody else the opportunity to do, because there is no competition. even though there might be thousands of coaches, there's not one that I have met globally that does the same thing.
Right, exactly
So,
the same way you do it, right? Because you bring your own
yeah,
knowledge
absolutely.
and your own wealth to the situations. So yeah, and that takes
Yeah.
it took me a long time to kind of really understand that, because I kind of like what Marilyn was like who am I to say this to somebody? But it's like I'm coming from my experiences that only I have done, like in the whole world, like other people haven't gone and got the MBA and done code it and all the different things that I've done and all the people I've met, so each person is so unique, and they bring such a unique perspective to the situation.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And you can't have that
And
beautiful
Colleen, think when you
what was that?
yeah, Colleen, when you get to be my age, in my 60s, you'll even have that to add. Oh,
Yes,
hey, I've
there
been
you
here
go.
64 years.
So
Let me share.
yeah,
For sure. For
but
sure.
we can
And
still learn.
as you
It's so funny.
grow,
We can still learn also from the kids that are 23 and 25 now, that are out there doing amazing things on social media. And I'm like going, oh my God, what was I doing at 25? So it's just,
yeah,
everyone has their own perspective. And I think that's the beauty of having the world, and everybody we bring into it, is that you can learn from everyone, right? So everyone has this wealth that they can bring to the situation.
yeah, I like that, and leads to what I was going to say, which is being open to learn, open to receive as much as you're open to give, because that gives you the ability to learn and grow and create, like I was saying, that beautiful jigsaw puzzle where each person has their little piece, and that's what makes up that beautiful picture. But without the piece, it's actually quite ghastly. Okay, so moving forward, let's see if we can gain some knowledge. And with that, we're going to final thought. So, Marilyn, if you would be so kind as to tell us, what is your final tip for being proactive in your journey to wealth?
I think, like I said, in the corporate world, and in the corporate world, they teach you not to feel, not to be. They think you to, they want the driver, type of personality. So I think as an entrepreneur, my tip is stay focused on how great you feel when you share and help people. Because remember, those emotions, like we were saying, Colleen and I both shared, the memories that come back, and it just, they lights up your eyes, puts a smile on your face. That's what. And I think the other thing is we tend to worry about what other people think too much. And frankly, most of the time they're thinking about what they're thinking about. And just be yourself and think about how you can help. And don't worry whether or not they're going to like what you say, or if they look down on you, it's their problem.
Yeah,
That was
absolutely. I like that, because at the end of the day, it's your positive heart center. It's okay. We don't mind. Your tips are important enough for us to step forward into our truth. Okay, Colleen, can you give us your final thought? What is your final tip for being proactive?
Yeah, I think we've kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier. Is I think you need to surround yourself with amazing people. Like, I mean, I don't know where I would be if I didn't find this MinkLife community, right? And all the other little communities and stuff that I've been involved with. Every community has those people that you're around, and they take you on a different journey, right? So as you're going through down this path of entrepreneurship, it's so much, it's easier. I have so much more fun when you're doing it with other people. Like, I want to be around other people. I want to, connect with other people. So doing it by myself is not fun for me. So I love jumping into the Minkuvator, and just hanging out and asking questions and learning about someone else's journey. Like they're doing something. I'm like, oh, I would have never thought to do it that way, right? Because that's not how I was typically, like, I came from corporate too, and coding and stuff, and it was like, oh, well, I've got these blinders on. This is how I'm going to do it. And everyone has their own personalities too. So some people, like, I'm more of a high knowledge nurturing person, and maybe somebody else is more action oriented or very system oriented. And you can learn from these people and how they look at your situation, your problem, your perspective, and go out and ask people. When you're trying to develop your new product, it's like, get those different opinions from everyone. So really the tip is, like, surround yourself with just amazing people.
I really like that. We've all become completely obsessed with MinkLife community. Why? Because it's not only our game, it's brought incredible friends and colleagues. I mean, all three of us have been in corporate, and I wasn't there the day that you learned what you learned. So it's really important that I'm there to listen to the knowledge that you have, because corporate was running a different way, say 20 years before I came into it. And now, since I've left, I mean, I've been out for a good almost 15 years already. And it's a completely different face already again, with new tools and a new way of running. So we really need to be open. And like I say, hey, that community, it's just,
it's kind of like having great coworkers without the drama.
Absolutely. And what's nice is we're all across the world.
You would, climbing the corporate ladder, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm far from you in South Africa, so you're going to get away from me quickly.
There you go.
Okay. Now, without further ado, to the audience, it's time for announcements. So the first person up to give us their announcement for the day is Colleen. Please, will you tell us what your announcement is?
Oh, yeah. So I would love to connect with you guys. You can certainly jump on my calendar, just Calendly at Colleen Struby. But I also do the Fall in Love with Follow-Up experience that Natalie kind of alluded to a couple of times. Would love for you to come try it. You need to do your networking. You need to build those relationships. And that's what I look at follow-up as, just about the next step of building a relationship with someone. So come check it out for free. Just you need to do your follow-up. So why not have fun doing it and do it with us?
I love that. I'm obsessed with the Fall in Love with Follow-Up experience, because I personally have managed to reduce my pile and see follow-ups that I never even considered needed to be incorporated into my business. And that's your money hiding in the box that you haven't touched or filing. Okay, over to you, Marilyn. Do you have an announcement for us today?
Well, hey, I want to have a brainstorming session with you. Reach out and schedule a session to basically about your life. So what do you feel you're missing out on? You know how we get caught in that rat race of go, 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 and you think, I'm able to do this, or I forgot, I used to play the piano, whatever it is. Let's brainstorm some ideas of putting it back in your life and discuss how you can do it.
I love that, Marilyn. That sounds like an exciting experience, because after all, we need color, we need vibe, we need sunshine. So to the audience, pop over and see how Marilyn can light your life up. And I would like to invite you to come and join me my monthly Hummingbird Awakening Retreat. It's a virtual online energy healing experience so that you can learn to awaken your inner song. If you're a healer, a frontline worker, or somebody who's always supporting other people, whether it's somebody at home that's a family member or out in the world, you tend to get a little bit drained and you end up with your light dying. So why not come and spend a couple of hours with us, take a deep breath, and find a way to awaken your inner song. Book your ticket at the link below. And now over to the MinkLife announcements. If you would like to join our community so that you can be part of what's going on and so exciting it is to be with all of us, we have an online community which is a private corner on Facebook, as well as a community that you can connect with in Zoom every day. So join the community by going to www.minklifeuniversity.com and come and find out more about our Zoom incubator, where you're going to be able to spend time in a daily co-working incubation session. You can also find the opportunity to do some action planners and expand yourself and prepare your business. Design a life that you want the way you want it. And this is the place to do it, in the community co-working space as a member of the Mingle community. Also, we have awesome conferences coming up. You've never experienced a conference like the one we have. And this one has 24 panel discussions, 6 reflective workshops, 24 breakout sessions, and powerhouses of knowledge in every panel. So if you would like to become a dynamic speaker and speak to at one of our next global virtual conferences, please go to www.nextglobalvirtualconference.com and sign yourself up to be on the next panel, because we have 2 exciting conferences coming, one in Los Angeles and one in London. Also, if you would like to be a guest on this very exciting MinkLife Motivational Live show, please, we want to have you as guests on the couch, as well as guests right here on the show as co-hosts. So please bounce over to www.minklifemotivation.com/live and book your slot so that you can come and add your wisdom to our pool and can grow together. Thank you so much for being on our panels today, and our co-hosts, Colleen and Marilyn. It was very exciting having you here.